Uh,
Okay, but
and
hey,
James, I
hey,
also have like a small request. Can you make sure the transcript for the meeting is saved?
Transcript. Does Zoom do that?
Yeah, so it creates a TTR file or TRR file or something like that for the transcript.
Oh, great. I'll look for it. Yeah, yeah. Yep,
Thank you.
you bet.
nice. A little bit of behind the scenes, right? To start off, so YouTube, welcome, or wherever you are in the future, and listening to this recording. Today is March 27th. It is Major League Baseball opening day, FYI. A sure sign that spring and summer are on the way. Um, but we're gathered here as a part of the Gimbalabs community for what we call Thursday Open Spaces. It's part of our governance and community involvement, participation, contribution. There are a full 11 people in the room, like Sebastian and Martin and Harsha and Alex and Andrew and Isaiah and all the people. Daggy's here, everybody's here. My name is Newman. I'm the co-facilitator with Harsha, and we run these sessions weekly. And today is a special session. Harsha, today's a special session, don't you think?
I agree. Yeah, yeah. Every last Thursday of every month is a special session.
That's right. Every last Thursday, we review all of our projects and get updates and sort of do a special sort of thing. Um, and I feel like, and then we'll after we do this little review, um, we will go into our sort of regularly scheduled Thursday where we do a little agenda setting and then talk about do a community review and consent process with the proposals. I'm going to share a couple of links. The first one will be our agenda agenda for this meeting, and here. So that's the agenda. And if you're familiar with Notion, you can find your way to the big. Oh, you know what? I can share my screen and let all this happen on my screen. And maybe, oh yeah, yeah, here we go. Sharing my screen. If you have any questions, you can always ask them in the chat. And, and okay. And you see my screen. And, okay.
Yes, I can.
So you can. Okay. Alex can see the screen. There's some thumbs up. All right. So this is where we're at today. Monthly proposal updates. So everything inside of the in progress, we would like to review. So this is our project board here at Gimbalabs. These are all the different phases that we can be in, and we want to focus in progress. There are 9 projects in progress, and each of these, and by the magic of Notion, is its own little project with these little properties. For instance, this one started August 1st of last year and is still going on. Um, what can we say about this one?
So the Fund 12 proposal is closed out and the funding is complete. So we have transferred everything to Gimbal Labs Treasury. I think we can move that to completed.
Oh, so now, I mean, we're starting off with like a home run right off the bat. Are we ready to move this into complete? Does anybody have any kind of objection to that? Is anybody's like, oh no, there's something else going on in this proposal? No? Then we can go into done. Oh my goodness, that feels good. Look, now there's only 8. All right, moving on down the list. Um, the Asteria front-end T3 app framework with mesh. So this is one that I'm working on. Alex, you got your hand up?
Oh yes, because I came to check in on the proposal, which actually is in the backlog stage and not in the progress stage. And
Yeah.
yeah, if we could.
For sure. Let's go through them after these in progress. And definitely I want to get to those down here in the pause. Which one are they in? Proposal or
Not
planning
pause,
here?
but backlog. Backlog is in the end.
Oh, okay, backlog. Yeah. Let's go through those after we do the in progress. They'll be pretty
Sure.
quick.
Sure.
But before we go into community review and consent, because that will take us into our sort of normal meeting.
Sure.
All right. So this one, so I'm working on this one with Harsha and Andrew and Emmanuel as well as James. This one's going well. Are there anything, Andrew or Harsha, to update?
So update is that we are in the final stages of deploying our instance. We are still working on deploying the pellets and we are hitting like one tiny roadblock. And we'll be presenting that roadblock in the dev stand-up today.
Yeah. Andrew, that feels like a pretty good update. I've been actually working. I've been having a lot of fun with this project. I'm really stoked.
Oh yeah, it's all good.
Cool. All right. The next one, community governance and maintenance, the Plutus PBL course. James and Hinson. This one is like the maintainers course, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I might as well. I sort of gave you a hint at that before. I didn't. I forgot it was the last Thursday of the month. So I can't remember off the top of my head. I think there was like 60 lessons or something like that to update, and we've at the stage where we've either completed or we have amended all the lessons. They're just probably the final 20% are in the like QA stage. So we've gone really well. When we do get to the end, I think we'll need to come back to here to open spaces to talk about budget because we're under budget, but there's also a couple of things that were a bit out of scope. So it might be a case that some of the budget money gets put to something slightly different in it. But anyway, I don't speculate on that too much. We're going very well, yeah, as you can see. So
Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't make this Kanban board move over, but that's just me being
no,
a noob.
the reason why that is because you have to go all the way to the bottom and then all the way to the right, and then you'll see that the amount of green ones that are done or in release.
Here we go. Here we go. Yeah,
You might as well do it. Yeah, if you go scroll back up. Oh, you needed to go over one more actually.
Oh gosh. Okay.
You can toggle over to tasks view as well if the Kanban is.
Oh yeah.
So we had all those ones that are done now. So
check this out.
It's been a long project, but a good one.
Yeah, this is I'm really stoked about this, and particularly Lawrence Lay. I mean, you guys are awesome. Lawrence, I think, is one of a hidden gem in our community. Okay, but
yeah,
it feels like things are going well there. Excellent. So on to the next. Marlon BL. Ooh, this is one of our PBLs that I don't know that much about. Sebastian or James, how's it coming?
I can do it. I can do it. I'm gonna share my screen really quick.
Oh yeah, sure.
Show you guys something. You see my screen?
How do I let go? Okay, here we go. And
okay, yeah. Are you seeing? You're seeing.
I can't see it. I can't see it. Just
no, I can't. Which?
Here it's come. There it is.
Okay, sorry. Okay, this is the Andamio platform, and here you can see the Marlow PBL instance of this. First, this proposal is a self-funded proposal. It's totally funded by the Catalyst treasury. So it's independent from the Gimbalabs funds, but it's contributing to the richness and offering to the Gimbalabs educational sources. So if I go here, you can see, can you see in this moment a change in my screen? It says total value locked 23,000 ADAs. Okay, this proposal is in the first stages of development. So that means we are starting to build the outline of the course, right? From that point, we will start to open the project to set the people that can be interested on building lessons and contributing to that outline. In this moment, the funds received by Catalyst are locked in this instance, right? This is a public instance, so everybody can go to this instance and check what what's happening with the distribution. We are this uh, I think this proposal will be open to the public to start building the lessons in a collaborative way. So also this proposal will be active the whole year. So it's not just to
Ooh. I think we cut out. Might be having connection issues.
I thought it was me.
sorry, my connection is terrible. Just to end
Yeah.
my intervention, this proposal very soon will be open to all the developers or non-developers that would like to contribute to build some lessons in a collaborative and open way. We have the funds there. The funds are public, so people can check not only the funds, the distribution of the funds, but also what is happening with the proposal and participate in the proposal. This proposal will be open the whole year because we are working with in tandem with what's doing the Marlow core team. So we depend of what's doing this team, this Marlow team. But for the moment, I consider this proposal in progress.
Beautiful.
And advancing at the rhythm of the proposal itself. Yeah.
That sounds really exciting. Yeah, thanks for that. And the especially the Andamio parts. That's going to be really cool. Okay, Aiken PBL.
Yeah, quick update on that. I was actually talking to Hinson about this earlier today. We have one, oh, sorry. We have one module left to publish, and Hinson just built some code examples to go with it. And we're going to do the final new lecture the second Tuesday from now. I think it's April 8th, at which time we will have finished this entire Fund 12 Catalyst proposal.
Oh, beautiful.
Forward looking, we're really excited to think about how this can serve as a prereq to entering into other projects. So as we start to talk about like Gimbalabs treasury matching and projects that maybe would follow the Asteria work, Aiken PBL, I think, serves as a really nice onboarding mechanism for bringing new devs into the work.
Yeah. Harsha and I just started taking. We're gonna speed run it, or just yesterday we're getting through it. It's open the live coding, but now we're like we need to redo it. We get a refresh, and it holds together. It's a really good course, and I encourage you, anyone listening to my voice, hop over to Andamio and check out one of these beautiful PBLs. James, any final things? Yep. Okay, heading on over to sustain and maintain. This might be you, Harsha.
Yeah, so for Fund 13, the first milestone has been accepted, and we are waiting for the funds to come in, the first milestone. And by the end of this month, which is probably tomorrow or day after, I'll be sending in like the second milestone.
Perfect. And you know, could we, these are really fun to look at. If you've got that link handy, drop it in the chat because these project catalysts, if you're interested in Gimbal Labs and you want to contribute more, if you look at those reports, you can really see some, you know, there's really no on stage, backstage sort of thing, but you can see a little farther in to some details that we don't cover in this. So that's great. Dandelion Light. Martin,
Yes.
can you give us an update? You're the best.
Yeah, we moved the governance meeting to Tuesday, 1400 UTC. It's in front of Game Changer live coding because then we have less meetings and we can do it all in one go. So we hope we have more effective work time. We've commissioned some NFTs for the first Dandelion node operators, and these are being made, and you can follow, which is now completely working. I've posted the link in the chat. Maybe you can open it. You can see what's going on with the node operators. Oh, you have to, remove. There's still some things going on there.
Coming. There we go. Nice.
And then you press M2.
Look at this.
And you can see all the green blocks, and the gray blocks are still not doing perfect, but yeah, we're working on it.
Yeah,
And
this is beautiful.
we need 6 for finishing milestone 2, or need at least complying with our, what we need to do. For Catalyst Fund 13, is that 13? I think so. And yeah, we have 2 people who are building new systems, so then we have 6. So that's looking good.
Yeah. Now, I'm resisting the temptation to dive into this because I think this is like one of the coolest things. And I've been speaking with Scott. He's one of those that's building out a system. Is anybody else got one of these that are here today that's building out one of the Dandelion Light nodes? Other than okay. No, but this is a great project. You can dig into this. It's definitely a way to contribute in a very cool space age internet generation kind of way.
Yeah, and
Nice. Nelson's putting his together.
we have some performance work to do, maybe, or which we would like. Hazura is aggregating all assets, and it looks like it's doing that every block over the whole blockchain. So that's creating a lot of server load, which we would like to get rid of. But if it's built on Hazura, which is GraphQL, if there's people who know some experts who can optimize Hazura queries with GraphQL, I will, appreciate some help.
Yeah.
In that regard, if possible.
And Harsha forgot to mention this, but that's one of the things that we're asking about. I also forgot to mention this, is that during these updates, you can talk about things that are blocking you or where you can where you're inviting contribution and help. And this is a great way to contribute to as a Gimbal Labs member or as a community member in this fantastic project that can get you into all kinds of interesting technical and meaningful problems to solve. So here we go.
It's really crazy because we have one query and it does all the server load. So it's I think for an optimizer that's perfect because if you have a million small optimizations, that's a lot of work, but it could be
Right.
it could be very easy for somebody who has the knowledge.
So if you are that person out there listening on YouTube or right in here, hey, we are a welcoming and
Yes.
fun bunch. Please, please, please join in. This may be the sign you were looking for. All right, all right. Okay. And the next one, Notion accounts for Gimbal Labs. So this is sort of a staying. Um,
Yep, it's
uh,
just ongoing. And actually, Hinson just put in his first request to be temporarily removed. He doesn't want to give up on participating at Gimbal Labs, but he recognized he hasn't been, so he just voluntarily asked me to take him off of that. So great little model
okay,
coming. And we can do an audit of that. I think we have that planned for next month or something, because I think we originally approved this about a year ago. Um,
right, right.
and I think I haven't reimbursed myself in a couple months. I gotta audit the last time I did that, and I'll let you guys know.
Excellent, excellent. All right, all right. Moving right along. Which spaces, January through June 2025, Harsha might want to give us the update here.
That would be James because this one was the source was James.
Ah, okay, okay. Um, James, do we have any, what's happening here?
This one,
This is,
did we approved it, but we haven't gone backwards since January to align on who's facilitated what. My
what it
goal,
was.
yeah. And you and Harsha took over. This is your third or fourth week on the Thursday open space.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
we just got to go back and look at who's facilitated what, and then we'll pass those through a project in Andamio where we
Yeah.
can all claim for what we've facilitated.
So basically this one, and this is kind of an interesting part of this of the system here. We have sort of we're using the UTXO model of kind of an input output. And this is sort of an output proposal for the input of the Catalyst proposal. So this is how we're distributing it. And actually one of the community reviews was like, hey, look, we can approve this milestone, but you have to have facilitators committed. And so we've done that, but now we're going to put those things into the Andamio project model so that this will become a project, and then that's how we'll distribute the treasury funds. It's a very, very forward-thinking and innovative project that
And
hopefully
we're
will become second nature.
Nelson, among some others, are leading the way on some project auditing features. The real goal here is to be able to spit out a simple report that can be submitted as Catalyst evidence, right? If you're already using that system. So that's not
Love
something we'll
it.
have by the next time we submit milestones, but certainly by the end of this year. That's something we're really excited to have.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right. And I don't think I can go back like this. And I think that brings us to the end of the in progress. And Harsha, what do you think? Maybe ask Alex to come up and talk about some of the ones in backlog or planning.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank
So
you.
yeah, so our yeah, go ahead, Alex.
Well, there's one, and it's pretty short. So if you open backlog,
Yeah,
you will see there uh, contribution bounty PR 6657.
this one here.
Yeah, so we approved it in December, I think. I worked on this proposal from June till December, and the idea was so that people who do open source contributions to core Cardano can show up for the treasury and show their work, and then ask to be reimbursed. And then, like the amount of money that I requested wasn't, you know, I didn't want to bring it up to talk about it. But now a situation happened, and I thought like, oh, and the amount of money that James suggested at the time and the amount of money that I owe someone now is just exactly the same. So I thought, oh, maybe there's still money in the treasury since we approved it, and so there's just that approval for the transaction, and unless there are objections to do this, because we talked about this in December. Said, yeah, we should, like, this is good use of treasury. We could do this, and yeah, that's all.
And
Okay.
Alex, do you want to like give us like an update on this proposal, just the way we did with the rest of the
Oh,
progress in
the whole
progress?
proposal is the update. Okay, so
Oh,
there was an issue open somewhere, right? So there is a request by someone from the core from the team at Plutus. There was some work needed to be done, and I did it. And the technical details I poorly remember at the moment, because this was something to do with Haskell and Plutus, right? So I dig into it at the moment when I was doing it. It took me some time to figure it out. And yeah, if you'd like to contribute to Core Cardano, that's like really welcome. Can guide you through. But this is a very straightforward process from time to time when you have the onboarding tasks open like this one. And yeah, if you'd like to do that, just contact me. I will help you find the task and walk through it. And if you get stuck, can maybe help you myself, or can maybe ask around, or you just show up for a working group meeting for the project you will be working on and ask there. So this is how we do, like, normally do maintenance and progressing towards being core Cardano developers. If you want to work on Plutus, Cardano Node, whatever, like 40 repositories Intersect manages right now. And we're planning, I am pushing the initiative to do this on the Intersect side, because this is not a good use of Gimbalabs to fund, onboarding to, we should do it in a proper way from Intersect. But meanwhile, I'm working out this initiative, and the actually community debates the budget and the whole thing with that, and the dumpster fire of governance is being put out. Until then, this is kind of developing slowly, and the proof of concept that I came up with last year is this Gimbalabs proposal here.
Right. So I wonder, I feel like this needs to change its phase, possibly to in progress, because if you're working and you're just waiting to get the funding from Gimbalabs, maybe it's in progress, right? Because it's not done and it's not any,
Yeah.
we've already consented to it. So
Yeah,
let's change it
it would
to
be
in
done when the
progress.
funds are distributed. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we can add a
Okay.
comment. Yeah, Alex updated today, and waiting for payment. How about that?
Oh yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Okay, cool. And then we can go through this to see how to do it, because we may put it into an Endamio project. Maybe it's part of a bigger thing. We'll look at it. But it might leave the scope of this sort of project update. Does that sound correct, Alex, Harsha, or James?
yeah, I think that's fair.
Okay. Alex, while you are here, because it's like one of the juicy bits about this time, and I think like we're almost halfway through the meeting. So this would be a time, if you're not standing like me, to move around and enjoy, kind of reset. I noticed, Alex, there were several projects with you as the owner. While I've got you on the line, do you want to update any of these, or do we want to move any of these to sort of backlog or
Oh,
other
sure.
sort of stuff?
Let's look through them. So,
Yeah.
yeah, with the Russian Gimbalabs chapter, I'm facing a blocker, which is I'm concerned about my personal safety, like
Right.
security of my life and health. Because the way I see what Cardano does now is stepping on a lot of toes and powerful people in Russia, especially those who do oil, gas, and international trade, right? And so if we push this initiative right now, I'm no protection from anyone. I'm just too vulnerable to be, you know, killed by someone without much fuss. So this is in the planning stage. We're waiting for a good moment where I can talk openly with the Russian people about why. I'm actually making progress now on this proposal because I'm attending Effective Altruism Book Club on Why Nations Fail, which will happen in 4 days. And Why Nations Fail is a book from Nobel laureate from 2024, which talks about inclusive political institutions and economic institutions in countries as the driver for success. Because inclusive political institutions foster investment and innovation, and without them, any nation is doomed to uh, devolving where one group of people expose other groups of people, which we have in Russia right now. And yeah, so this is slowly progressing, but this is not a proposal which can be completed in the scope of. I think it's open for more than 1 year now, so it's in the planning
Uh,
stage. No, it's not in the backlog. I'm actually working on it. It's self-funded
okay.
proposal. Yeah. If you want to
Let's
move it
keep
to
it in
proposal stage,
from planning to proposal.
why? Why is what's the point? Let's leave
Yeah,
it
I
where it
mean,
is.
there, leaving it where it is good. In the interest of time, do you feel like any of these might deserve a phase change, or any that you want to highlight, just in the in a brief way?
The streamlined onboarding experience through bounty treasury mechanism can be moved to. I'm working on with Intersect on it right now. It's a open source office program. I don't know how it's going to be because there's just too much uncertainty about budgets and things like this. So you can put it into backlog.
Okay.
Because it will probably, if I implement it, it will use Andamio
Okay.
because it
Okay.
seems to be the way to go. Yeah.
All
Otherwise,
right.
other proposals are looking for facilitators who want to pick it up.
Okay. Okay. Cool. You, Harsha, what do you think?
I think we can look for consent in the consent category and see if anyone wants to go forward with the consent
Right.
process.
Right. So this sort of finishes up our oh, wait a minute. Did we? No, yeah, yeah. Now we go over into review and consent. Anyone have updates about these? Now this is where it gets interesting. Um, and these are in no particular order, but if anybody wants to jump,
Yeah, I
uh,
want this is Shaggy here. I just want to
yeah,
jump in and say that I've got that Gimbal Labs marketing plan pulled up and I am interested in participating. Um,
okay.
I think I mentioned this was it like 2 or 3 weeks ago. We touched on that a little bit, but I see, man, it's got a lot of work that needs done still. So I'm interested. Just I guess let me know who all's taking point on that. I see Sebastian on here, but that's about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that
I can
perfect.
say something
Yep.
about it. We open a channel in the Discord, in the channel dedicated to this topic about the marketing plan. It's in the, let me see, it's
I can.
in,
I'll be fired up. You guys get to see whatever is on my Discord.
yeah, you know, man, you provide us there the I asked you in a few days ago the mapping driver of Gimbalabs as input to start building the marketing plan. So I can find it in this moment, but you can go to Gimbalabs. There, I opened a channel dedicated to that for the people that is interested on start building this marketing, right? Uh, you are interested. I think Xiaomon and or other people are interested in this exercise.
Here it
So
is right here.
okay, yeah,
Community onboarding, and then this thread here.
that's right.
So let's
And
see.
that's the starting point, the starting space where we can start building something, right? I can provide my help about it, but the idea is to push this marketing thing a step further. So and that requires a creation of a marketing strategy document. So you can go there, and my intent was to provide the initial documentation and resources that can provide the first ideas of how to build a more robust document, right? So that's my first that would be my
Perfect.
first thinking about how to start.
Nice.
Thanks.
And yeah, Shaggy, does that gives you a little way to start in there? I think the having that Discord channel might be a way to sort of see what's happening on it. Harsha, this might be into, and unfortunately, we are dropping the ball because we don't have um, a proposal, but it's around this part. We talked about this, I think, maybe last week about um, Discord maintenance. Oh, we do have a proposal for it.
I
Discord
mean, it's
maintenance
pretty
might
much a
be,
boilerplate one, so I think we should move that to planning, and when we have it ready, we can move it to the consent phase.
yeah. Where is it? Where is it? Let's see. So basically, Discord. So Hinson led a group um, uh, uh, reorganizing the Discord with this latest iteration. I think it's been close to a year. I think it was about a year ago. And we actually did a proposal document, but we did it on Hinson's Notion page. So it's not in this iteration. But back then, we thought that we would be working in more of a sociocratic model circle. But the way it's shifted, and correct me if I'm wrong, Harsha, it seems like we have moved over into a proposal. And so that each proposal becomes a circle, if you will. And basically, I think it's I think so basically we wanted to revise the categories in Discord. So like I talked about, from circles to proposals, we have a category for playground. And then what about integrations, like integration with Zoom and integration with Notion? So we just wanted to think about Discord, and it was actually Sebastian's tension, to use that term from sociocracy S3. He had a tension. He's like, I have this proposal about marketing, but I don't have anywhere to put it. So we were thinking that we could move these contribution circles to just be proposals, and that in this proposals we would create a post with the proposal name. So like we've done here with the Asteria front end.
So we do have
Yeah,
that already, which is the all proposals category.
right.
But the circles, we are not sure how to like go about these circles. Should we keep them? Should we not keep them? Are they useful? So we are also looking for feedback of how you guys would like it to be so that it makes things easier for you all to communicate and move things forward.
And with that in mind, um, basically, I'll share this proposal. And maybe we'll bring this up in our for consent in the next weeks. But does everyone sort of understand that problem, or does I have any clarifying questions? And because we're already 50 minutes in and we haven't done a round, let's have a little round. Do you feel that the Discord needs some? Do you understand those issues that I outlined about Discord, and do you think it's time to make a change or revise the Discord? And we'll do a round if I can find everybody's name.
Can I add something real quick, Newman?
Yeah, go ahead, Shaq.
Within the last year, Discord did push out an update that created like landing pages and all sorts of other stuff. So I would highly recommend at least addressing Discord in that manner to cover that new landing page model and how it allows users to select what channels they're interested in, et cetera, you know? So at the very least, I feel like that's a necessity. Maybe not a full overhaul, so to speak. But yeah, I would highly recommend addressing that because as a new member of the Discord, I think it's definitely a little outdated.
Yes. So that's a good start to the round. Let's see. I'm a proposer, so hey James, what do you think? And then Adrian.
I think learning, like leveling up how we use each of the tools we use, right? Like there's no question at this point that we use Discord. And there's no question that we use Notion in some regard. So like learning about those APIs and integrating how they work together is a really good idea. And I would love to build Web3 tooling to interact with both of those. So I think the sky's the limit in terms of how we pull these pieces together. I would also say that if we level up our talents using the latest the latest Discord features, there's some value in that beyond this project. So yeah, I would love to build our capacity for that.
That's beautiful. Adrian and then Alex, what do you think about what about Discord?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea to make a new Discord or a new structure in Discord. But I'm not sure about is circles to proposals. That sounds to me
Okay.
like a complete overload, so that no one will look into it and they are just existing and only the two people on the proposal are looking into it. But
Okay.
may be wrong. And one other question would be, when will this threads be opened for every proposal that's in the backlog? Because I think then we would have a lot of them.
Right. Those are good clarifying questions. And in the nature of a round, we'll address them at the end or in a follow-on session. Alex, thanks, Adrian. Alex, and then Andrew.
Well, you know me, I'm a conservative. I don't like to change things. But James has a very nice point about how the change of technology is actually pushing us to change ourselves. And this is basically what I think why people are needed in Cardano, because otherwise technology will just get stuck in one place or one point. So yeah, if they're able and willing to want to redesign Discord, I monitor it every day. It's one of my top Discords at the moment. I see activity in the chill chat, technical chat, but there's less activity in the proposal channel. So maybe it makes sense to move the active chats to the top. But then again, it depends on who is the user and whose perspective we're coming from. And there's just infinite possibilities of what's better and what's worse.
Interesting. Okay, that's a good point. Like where the activity is in the Discord right now. Okay. Thanks, Alex, and then Andrew and Harsha.
Do you mean me, Newman? I think it was just Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, Andrew.
Yeah.
What do you think? Yeah.
Yeah. I think Discord's a key tool. So
Yeah.
a hub really for us. Because when we're not meeting here, it's the way we communicate. Yeah. So if there's ways, maybe we could do a bit of a spring clean, introducing some new categories, taking away some old, and maybe if a review into is there an even better way we can use it? Then fair enough. Yeah, I'm
Yep.
open-minded to it.
Nice. I like that. Is there a better way to use it? And the idea of a spring clean, that's great. Caesar answered in the chat. He said that he doesn't necessarily have an opinion. That's cool. Harsh, you're part of the proposal, so we'll skip you. Isaiah, are you on the Discord? Do you have an opinion about this? Have you seen Discords used in a different way? You want to chime in?
Sure. So I'll be honest with you. I won't say that I've been on there a lot, but just from what it sounds like, I feel like, spring cleaning is always good. And if you're, learning new things and you're absorbing new things, then why not, want to implement those things? So, yeah, if that's another platform that can continue to be used, then yeah, absolutely, you can go for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Martin, thanks, Isaiah. Martin, and then Mix.
Yeah, I'm good with it. Don't delete the Dandelion channel.
Okay. Don't delete it. Don't delete the Dandelion channel. Yeah, of course. Yeah. I think it's mostly around those things, but that's good feedback, of course. Mix and then Scott.
Oh, first of all, please bring back Music Share to our Discord. Like that was one of my favorite channel. Music Share, yeah. But besides that, sure, Discord, like any other, needs maintenance, tidiness. Things get messy after a while. And of course, we are updating and upgrading ourselves on a community. So definitely, Discord should reflect that as well. But regards to the integration with Zoom, I have some question and actually disagreement, and maybe a suggestion as well. My question is why Zoom? I mean, why exactly Zoom? What do that integration is going to do? The integration between Zoom and Discord? That part is not clear to me. And if there are, or, there is some sort of advantage of Zoom, I would love to know as well, compared to other solution. For example, Google Meet. And why Google Meet? Because Google Meet and the whole Google ecosystem, I think, would create more advantage for our community rather than Zoom, which is more specific. Well, in Google Meet, we can bring application. Sure, in Zoom, we have kind of App Store as well, but in Google Meet, we can bring more application. We can bring AI, note taker, transcript. We have calendar. We have Docshare. We have AI Studio. We have AI workshop, notebook. All sorts of AI stuff. Whereas Zoom is just, Zoom. It's just video.
Zoom just works atrociously on Android. I have
Yeah,
dropped out
yeah,
of it
exactly.
times.
So I
That's a good point.
suggest taking into consideration of Google Meet, and not just for being again a video conference application, but in fact integrating into Google ecosystem in general. And Notion's is really good with Google as well. We can embed Google Sheets, documents in Notion. It's easy. Actually, you can edit or do other stuff inside Notion, but on those documents. And sure, it's Google, right? We can have all sort of APIs and stuff. Maybe if we need servers, there will be GCP. We can have again all sort of integration. Um, it's like from the day first day, the day one.
Yeah.
So that is so my first again question would be why Zoom? I mean, so sorry. Why? What do we want to do as an integration, like to Zoom with Discord? What would be that integration or look like, or the plan? And why Zoom compared to other solution? And yeah, my suggestion about the whole Google Meet and actually Google ecosystem.
I
Thank you.
love it. I love it. Yeah, I think that's one of the that's a feature, not a bug of these clarifying rounds because it's like, oh, we're talking about revamping or spring cleaning, adjusting one tool, Discord, but it also is like, hey, maybe we need to reflect on these other tools, especially when we start thinking about integration. And we're builders. So like what can we build with Zoom versus what can we build with those? Like how does Notion fit? Like so beautiful. That's a great comment, Mix. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Sorry,
Moving
Newman,
on.
please don't forget music share, guys.
Oh,
We
first
really
off,
can't
yes,
one.
that's right. I'm gonna
Most
bold
important.
that. I'm bolding that. Music share. Okay. All right. Scott, then Sebastian, and then Simon.
So I'm going to go anti-mix at this time. I am so
Go for
anti-Google
it.
that it is unbelievable. The problem that all right, so I was part of the Catalyst team back in 2022, or 21 and 22, and a lot of those docs were in Google, whatever, somebody's Google Drive somewhere.
Oh
And so those were the Google Docs for this particular meeting, and they're 404 now. And so that's the issue with Google versus self-hosting, maybe something on chain or, spun up on the nodes or something like that. I don't know. Something like Iagon, but not Iagon. And then the other thing I've noticed being part of the DREP collective is that when it comes to Google Docs sharing and the async editing or co-editing, commenting, anything, like permissions are very finicky as far as who's allowed to actually access that document. And so yeah, requiring a Google account to participate is a hindrance. And if we go the Google route, we need to make sure that permissions allow everyone. And then also I like to say that there is GitHub integration with Discord. How it's used is completely up to the community. So there are other options out there. That's all.
Beautiful. Yeah. That is certainly an issue about the Google. And I do remember the old days in Catalyst, man. Oh my God. Sebastian and then Simon.
Yeah, not objection to the maintenance of Discord. It's pretty necessary.
Yeah.
And we have to do something about it. We have to do something about it. Yeah, agree.
Cool.
Thanks.
Perfect. SEO Man, Simon, my man, what's up?
Yeah, same here. Makes total sense. Discord is obviously one of the main channels for Gimbalabs and also kind of used as a communication tool between the members. So it should be maintained regularly. There should be some budget for that.
Excellent. Yep. Priority. Okay. So, Harsha.
What's up? I kind of like zoned out, sorry.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. I'm going to, so I don't feel like we are at like this clarifying round is great. I would love to take what we've gotten in this feedback and sort of revamp that proposal. The next thing, and when we look at these proposals, maybe I'll share my screen. When we look at these proposals, we really look at like a short, hey, what is this? And then what is the ask? Like, what are we asking from the community? And in this, for instance, in this Discord, it's kind of an interesting ask because we use it all the time. For instance, mixed with the music share. In the last round of iteration, we lost something that he really loved, which was the music share. So it's sort of, when you move the cheese, as they say, it's important to really think about and come up with specific questions. So I think what I'm asking is, are we ready to revamp this proposal and bring it in to the in a future meeting? To you, Harsha.
It really is up to like what everyone thinks because I have heard some suggestions where like some things need to change. So I think we can, I don't know how to like get feedback or like ask for suggestions yet. But yeah, I
Right.
think we might as well draft like a proposal and bring it in and see if people are okay with it or not.
All right. All right. Yeah, exactly. So that's I think where we stand with that one. I am.
Can I ask real quick, what's the primary goal for like or purpose for Discord for you guys? Is it just a means of communication, or I mean, I see you guys use the scheduling events and stuff like that. Do you guys host workshops in there, or is that all hosted elsewhere?
That's a great question.
Love that question. Yeah, and I wish we could do I wish Discord had like the meeting features that Zoom or Google Meet have, like scrapping either one of these tools and doing all live events in Discord would be really nice. But it's just too hard to record things. There might be some ways to like live stream from there, but I haven't looked into that yet. But that's another option, right? Like, is it possible if we learn enough about Discord that it's the replacement for Zoom and Google Meet?
Right, right, right.
Yeah, we do
So with that, yeah,
21
go
events
ahead.
per week in our Juke Boys Discord. So it is usable, if you know what I mean.
But the problem with Discord is that it's limited on the number of live participation that you can have, where everybody can interact with each other unless it's boosted.
Correct. I don't
Right.
think that would be out of reach for you guys though. Yeah, I think it does throttle at, I want to say 25 video participants if you're level 2, and then it goes up to either 50 or 100, and then you go up from there. But it's exponentially more expensive.
Right. All right. That's a good point, though. I do think one of the foundational parts, and it's kind of comes from S3, is that each one of our features or components of the community have a driver. And we have a big community driver, which we put at the top of each proposal, to provide open, replicable, safe spaces to learn, to explore, to empower individuals and organizations anywhere so we can solve meaningful problems. And then that each proposal has a driver. But really, this sort of driver mindset can, like, what is my personal, like Newman's driver? Like, what are my motivations and what are my contexts? And then for every tool and integration that we have, can also sort of, this is its driver. Like, what is the situation that Discord is responding to? And with that, if you have that stated, it allows for an easier evolution or innovation, because you can say, oh, look, we're using Discord for asynchronous communication and Zoom for meetings, and perhaps they, their contexts get mashed up together. So this is a great discussion. I'm recognizing that we have 20 minutes left. I would love to discuss the next project. Did we put it? Hold up, let's see. Oh dear. Let's start here. I'm just going to look at our, because I do know that Scott and I have been working on the DREP proposal, and I would love to give an update on that at least, and perhaps some discussion. Which was down here, this DREP role. Does anyone have any objections to doing that? The other one that we would want to talk about would be Pavon and the user testing. Do you want to give an update on that one briefly? And then we could maybe spend the rest of the time on DREPs.
Just one thing I'd like to bring back to the surface as well for just folks who are working on the marketing conversation. I still don't have a clear answer as to what we are marketing. And I feel like we should only be talking about marketing if there's actually a market and we're trying to sell a product there. If we're only marketing just to get more people to come to meetings like this, that actually just creates more work that we don't get paid for. Um, so I think it's worth it if the marketing conversation starts to take off, that a prerequisite to that be like that we start to define like what is the product that Gimbalabs uses to sustain itself.
So the way I wrote that down is like, what is the driver for the marketing and what is the product that Gimbalabs is marketing? Is that?
Yeah, thanks. I think it's sufficient just to have it on in all of our minds as we keep going with a potential marketing proposal. Thank you for that.
No worries. Simon and Shaggy have their hands up. Go ahead. We may want to address this right now or move on.
Right. Yeah. I mean, absolutely. That makes absolute sense. And that is also why I want to do the marketing strategy, right? That is where we set the goals of the marketing, and that also ties into the goals of Gimbalabs. And I looked at the goals last weekend, and it was something on the lines of getting developers into Cardano and building. And I think that is something where marketing can help, right? Get people to Gimbalabs and then have Gimbalabs execute, the education plans that you always have to get people to build effectively on Cardano.
Okay. Okay. Thanks for that, Simon. Yeah, that definitely is a conversation that I know that you've been focused in on quite a few different projects, and I'm really thankful that you're here for us. And Shaggy.
Yeah, you got both the marketing cats wanting to punch in on this. That's good. All right, I just want to kind of second what Simon said here and focus in on marketing Andamio as a platform. Because I'm gonna be honest with you guys, until Randall came into my Discord specifically to talk to me about Andamio, I had no idea what this was. And then Steve kind of came behind and explained a lot and hooked me up with some stuff. So it's very underexposed, in my opinion. It's a pre-existing platform, so I'd focus on Andamio. And then something for you guys as Gimbal Labs to consider, consultancy work, bro. Like if you guys feel you have a team that's up for it, I could see you guys being that kind of, yeah, you could sell that as a service. Absolutely. And whether it's like just consulting with businesses and brands looking to come here and build products, or consulting with educational institutions or people wanting to put educational content together, these are services you guys could absolutely turn into something to market. But just my 2 cents on that. I really think the Endomio platform is where I would highlight efforts. That and then Discord membership, as much as you said, having more people come to the meetings, James, just kind of gives you guys more work. It also can increase like the hands rowing the boat, if you know what I'm saying. So it would probably be good to see more people attending here and there. So just my thoughts.
Perfect. Perfect. All right. I would love, and thank you for that. I'm really stoked that the marketing plan, getting it into something that's really effective and is edifying to what we're doing here, what we all are doing here on Cardano and in Gimbal Labs. One of the things that Gimbal Labs, we do a lot of stuff at Gimbal Labs, and one of those things is the DREP. So I would like to take the last, or this next bit of space, and sort of frame up and give an update about the DREP process. Scott and I presented it, maybe it was last week or the week before last, and we wanted to give an update And it is here. And this is sort of the update. We really want to hear from you all about the drep and how this drep function might work here in Gimbalabs. And so here are some questions. They're on the Notion page. And Scott, just sort of follow along, and if I'm missing anything, we can address. What is the priority of the drep function at Gimbalabs? Is it something that we, is a high level of priority, low level, middle? What level of participation from a typical Gimbalabs member is appropriate or wanted? How do we prevent the reinvent the wheel or reinvent the broken wheel of sort of community governance and things like that? How do we learn from the past? And here's a question. Do we feel an urgency to change the way we do it now? And then how do we gauge or collect community input, sentiment on individual governance proposals? So that I think is like a fundamental thing. Like these governance proposals are happening all the time, and how do we collect the sentiment, or how do we get input from our community, the people that are here now? So here's some comments. There are several drep proposals in our Notion that we're going to try to consolidate. The purpose of this proposal, this drep process for Gimbalabs, is to organize a process for Gimbalabs that makes sense for us, that's appropriate for us, that that has like a defined thing, so that then we can change it. Our fear or our concern is that this proposal drags on and that the drep function of Gimbalabs is draining energy unnecessarily. Scott, yeah, go ahead. Like, what can we add?
No, I just wanted to, that's what we covered. And then also down at number 4 of actually, based on the feedback from last week, I added more like at the process start section, hoping to address some of those concerns from last week as well. So I just want to make that known, and maybe people in the community can look at it, provide feedback.
Right. So we're editing this proposal, and so you can check back from time to time if you're interested in the drep proposal. In the short time, in the 12 minutes that we've got left, I would love to do, and we'll get two clarifying question rounds. Let's try to get through a clarifying question round on this drep process. And so any of those questions that I asked above, or any comment that you got about the drep role, or anything like that would be appropriate. How about a round for that?
Yeah, I just want to point out too, I'll put it in the chat, there are currently 3 proposals that are active on.
Oh boy.
They still have not voted on that, and some of those close soon. So not trying to push this forward like Newman and I are the people who are going to put all this together. It's just making the community aware of the importance of this. And also, since drep inactivity was discussed, I think a couple of weeks ago as well.
Yeah. Hey, Scott, we posted that picture, that screen. Oh, here it is. Here it is, right here. So these are the current governance actions that are going on. Let's do a governance action round, or a clarifying question round, and in this order. I'm going to start with Adrian and then Andrew.
So me personally, yeah, don't want to spend too much time on the governance. I think we don't have to vote on every proposal that's made.
Right.
I think we should focus on the ones that are really, that have an effect on us. like the one with cutting the treasury, because we are funded through the treasury, so it has an effect on us. But otherwise, I think, yeah, I have no problem with just abstaining some votes.
Yeah, yeah. That's great. Thank you very much, Andrew, and then Harsha.
Yeah. So really appreciate all the work that you guys are putting into this governance process. I realize it takes a lot of time. I think I mentioned last week. I just think the open spaces thing. I think it
Needs its own. Yeah.
yeah. If we're serious about the governance thing, it probably needs its own environment to exist in.
Yeah.
It's tricky because it's time consuming for anyone involved, really. Yeah. I think I'll leave it at that. I think my main thing is it needs its own space.
Perfect. Harsha and then Izzy.
I so yeah, so I think at least for Gimbalabs, our priority should be not just which way the vote goes, but how many people did we make that care about governance in itself. So yeah, I think if that's the direction we are going, I'd be like down for it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's good. Izzy and then Martin.
All right, you guys hear me okay?
Gotcha.
All right, perfect. Honestly, guys, it's just been a good observation. I've just I'm listening with you guys and just seeing how everyone's breaking things down and getting to the common denominator. So I think if I had to put any kind of input in that regard, I would say that.
Okay. Okay. Martin and then Nix.
Yeah, I believe in representative democracy, so I defer to my representative.
All right, cool. All right. And Mix and Scott, you're on the proposal, so we'll go from Mix to Shaggy.
Okay, I second to all the people who commented before me, especially governance needs its own circle, a space if we want to focus. But I don't think we should focus right now on governance unless there are good reasons. Sure, we are a D reps, but getting involved. I mean, you can be a politician, but doesn't mean you have to be involved in every politics. So, and also in terms of eh, being an effective D-rep, you can't just be participate in the major moves or something which will have, a butterfly effects or something bigger. Who's going to decide or, judge that these governance proposal will have that effect? Well, there should be people, resources allocated, to judge that, to discuss that. If there are people willing to do that, sure. But if there are not, I don't think we should even delegate or assign people. I believe for starting that governance or anything regard to that, we should start with voluntary work. And then if that voluntary work has started to be something serious, something beneficial, something meaningful, and then we can allocate resources to that as well. Thank you.
That is a great comment. That's super good feedback. Simon, I see your hand is up, but you're going to be you're like two more people, and then we'll get to you. So,
I would like to, if it's okay, I would like to jump the queue because I have to leave in a minute.
Oh, sure. Go ahead. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I've always believed when I first heard about this in Gimbalabs that it isn't really critical to the mission. I think the only way it is critical for the mission is to impact the governance in favor of Gimbalabs itself. Otherwise, I would just not talk about it. Not. But that's just me.
No, that's a great viewpoint. That's a great viewpoint. Yeah, and thank you for that. Shaggy and then Pabon. Thanks, man, and see you later.
Skip Scott.
Oh, Scott's part of the proposal, so he's so this
Heard
is just
that.
for
All right.
clarifying of the thing. Yep.
Gotcha. This may be left field here. Maybe I'm speaking out of turn. These Gimbalabs tokens in my wallet, man. Why can't we just spin up Clarity votes with the Gimbalabs token being the voting thing, and then you guys can literally just copy and paste whatever the governance proposal is into that, use a platform that's already here, you know. I don't know, just a thought. And then it can kind of be like a lot of these other cats are saying, like they don't really care unless it's going to move something in our direction. I'm sure you guys would talk about it in an open space leading up to a vote that would matter to us. So
yeah,
just my thoughts, you know, we could streamline that. And Clarity did not pay me to say this. I'm just
we love
I've
Clarity.
used their
We love
platform
Clarity.
a lot.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Oh, that's great. Thanks, Shaggy. Sebastian.
Yeah, I think Gimbalabs is not about developers. It's about participation. That's the reason why many people comes here and participate and be involved in several areas, not only development. That's the reason why I see as Gimbalabs member people really involved in this direct business. So I think I would like to have the capacity of delegate to those that are involved in specific areas. In this case, the rep thing. So yeah, I think it's not
Okay.
a problem for me to not being deeply involved in the rep and the rep situation, but delegate to those that are involved on that. Scott and Newman and Steve. I trust them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I know that they can take really good decisions on behalf of Gimbalabs. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good point. So that finishes up the round. Scott, do you just for a minute, we've got 2 minutes left. So do you have anything burning that you want to address right now, or do you want to take all this back to the drawing board?
No, I think it's I'm fine with taking it back to the drawing board, though I don't know if we've really acknowledged anything more than a lot of people in the community aren't really interested in governance so much. And I would just like to state that there is a conflict of interest. I am a DREP and Gimbalabs being a DREP, but the conflict of interest is public, or if not known, then I can make it known myself if I fall into that category. If anybody else does, and that's something that should be considered. Also, the statements about, I'm just thinking out loud, maybe it's something that people think about, is that if Gimbalabs is only voting basically self-centered in their voting, like what kind of impact would that have on the community as far as potential onboarding and just basically the generalized look and appeal of Gimbalabs to the broader community? And that's it.
Yeah.
But very much
I when we get together, and I'll just put this little coda on it. It feels like there's that tension between, hey, and Pabon, like he always does, phrased it beautifully in this moment. Not about developers, it's about participation. And if we look at our driver, I do feel like Gimbalabs DREP and governance and participation has something to do, but we balance that with what Mix is saying, and actually really good actionable feedback about like the voluntary work and what rises to the level of like us needing to address it. There's juicy conversation that we're going to make time, me and you, Scott, and we'll bring it up in the next meeting. Oh, wow. We've come to the end, y'all. We've come to the end. Thank you so much for participating. We will see you next week. And I will shut down the recording now.